let's get right into Michael. Discover the story of Michael Jackson, they say, one of the most influential artists the world has ever known and his life beyond the music. Tracing his journey from the discovery of his extraordinary talent as the lead of the Jackson 5 to the visionary artist whose creative ambition fueled a relentless pursuit to become the biggest entertainer in the world, highlighting both his life off stage and some of the most iconic performances from his early solo career. 2 hours and 7 minutes long. Antoine Fuqua, the director, Training Day, Equalizer, Southpaw, a lot of movies, obviously. You've likely seen an Antoine Fuqua movie. Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew, son of Jermaine, I believe, in the lead role as Michael. Coleman Domingo. I might have issues if anyone doesn't like Coleman Domingo's performance. Just a bit of a tease. I love Coleman Domingo in this. Just going to say it out of the gates. Nia Long was there on set.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Teller was there. You might not be able to recognize him. A transformative role for Miles Teller. Another one, someone else in the movie. I'm not going to say who else was in this because some people didn't realize it was that person. So we'll talk about that.
I can't believe that. I don't. I mean, yeah, we'll get into it, but I'm confused by that.
Yeah, there were people. I talked to a couple people yesterday who were like, I did not know that was that person. So I don't want to say it because if you figure it out, it's kind of fun. Going to make a lot of money at the box office. Is it 100 million potentially first weekend?
Yeah, so they're saying it might overperform. Yeah,
crazy. 97 I saw this morning.
Not particularly shocked though by that.
No.
Yeah, not really shocked by that because like if you went and saw this weekend, you were likely in a relatively packed theater, and there was some energy for it. Big time split. Rotten Tomatoes, 38% critics, 97% audience. Big crowd pleaser. But in terms of movie making, where do you land? 7.7, 39 Metacritic, Letterboxd 3.6. Kirk, what did you give Michael?
My life, as I get older, are basically defined by moments I know I'm going to remember when I'm on my deathbed, which would certainly be like the birth of my children, the death of my parents. And for me now, like when they introduced Bubbles for the first time is literally one of my favorite scenes in any movie of all. I was in awe in the theater when it happened. Like I was
pissed. I didn't realize that's what was happening. I was like, what is this? I was actually pissed. I didn't call it.
And they all just stand, and he just kind of comes around, and I don't even know what to give this movie. Like, I have a feeling, I have a couple of, many thoughts about this movie. First of all, I'm obviously at an age where, to say Taylor Swift's an enormous star. But you can be, like my son Harry has no interest in Taylor Swift. He can keep her out of his life. He can watch YouTube. Like, Michael Jackson was beyond unavoidable around Thriller. Like, it's impossible to state. I don't think anybody's ever been a bigger star in the history of America than Michael Jackson was when Thriller came out. So for me, he's just an enormous figure. And same with you guys, I know, in everyone's life. He's an enormous figure. I think there's a chance this movie might become, in some ways, like a mommy dearest for generations, which is just going to become this huge cult movie. It's got that as well. From like a watchability scale, I would give it like a 10,000 out of 100. As a movie, I would give it like a 12 out of 100. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to bump it up. It is 2 hours and 14 minutes, I think. And it felt like a rare time, I will say this, it felt like it was about 45 minutes. That's not a good thing, by the way, necessarily. But it's like, hey, do you like Billie Jean? Yeah, I like Billie Jean. Let's watch it recreated. Do you like Beat It? Yeah. Human Nature? You bet. Off the Wall? Yeah, I love that album. It's not a movie. It's a propaganda film. Like, it's a piece of, like, North Korean, like, that kind of thing where he made 14 hole-in-ones. Like, I don't know what to say about it as a quality of film because it's not a movie. I don't know what to do with this. It's not a movie. I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm not even getting into, I know we're going to get into this. We'll leave the controversial stuff aside because I don't even think that's really part of the conversation about this movie. You could have made this movie very easily and never addressed that and still made a good movie.
I also don't believe the timeline of this movie overlaps with any of that stuff either. That's the other thing.
Right, the alleged stuff. I mean,
the accusations.
Right. Who knows? But like, there's no Emmanuel Lewis in this movie sitting on his lap. There's none of that. I remember as a kid, even as a kid, I was like, that's weird that Webster's on his lap at the American Music Awards. I'm with you. Like, to me, Coleman Domingo like got the assignment. Like, he was just having fun with this stupid role, like just over the top, just absolute like campy performance. The kid is like a good Michael Jackson impersonator. There's nothing to his performance because there's nothing to the movie. It's an empty role. It's an empty movie. You know, it's the kind of movie where, you know, all of a sudden, like, he's just like, yeah, oh, here's Thriller. Or the end of the movie, like, they just jump ahead to bad and he sings bad. Like, that's the end of the movie. I'm like, what the fuck happened in the years? Like, where is anything? It's just series of moments, and I get why audience, you know, the dumber you are, the more you like this movie. That's what I would say.
Yep.
Or the less curious. If you want to go see a piece of Michael Jackson, you know, I'm sure they have impersonators in Las Vegas. This is just it with a bigger budget. So I'll give it a... because it's very, very watchable. It's a bad movie, but it's very watchable. I'm going to give it a 26.
There's a great video, if you've ever seen it. It's of a Michael Jackson impersonator in downtown Las Vegas watching another Michael Jackson impersonator.
Oh,
But
that's such a classic.
and in the comments, like this, like it's as if the first guy is Michael Jackson watching it. It's very
Right,
funny.
right.
Okay, 26. I'm a little higher than you, but still like 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. I give it a 56 out of 100. It is very watchable.
56?
Yeah. I just feel like I've seen much worse this year. But it's still not a good movie. Let me be very clear. It's 56 out of 100. This is closer though to being something worth watching than I expected. What's weird to me is that they bring up a lot of like whatever. If you think they should have shoehorned in like the allegation stuff maybe later on, which I mean I don't know how they're going to tackle that with it. There's going to be a second part of this movie, which that's not a spoiler. That's been said for a while.
Michael
There's going to be a part
will
two.
return.
He'll return.
Yeah,
He'll return.
Yeah, and he'll be in
His story
Doomsday.
continues.
Yeah. So
His story
that's a conversation saved for that movie. I feel like more than anything. But the weird thing is, like, there's a lot of negative things that are kind of lumped into negative connotations about his life that they do bring up in this movie, and then they kind of just move away from him, right? Like, or things that are the things that kind of build in the stereotypes about him or are brought up as ways to like mock him, but they don't like ever go into any depth on it, which is weird. It's like you would think they just wouldn't bring him up, right? Like they talk about, it's a biopic, so whatever. I'm not gonna whatever. We're just gonna fucking say shit at this point. I think it's just better to talk about that than beat around the bush. He sits in a chair for the nose job, right? Like they show his skin stuff, they show the condition that he has, but then there's never like any real depth added to it. Like those are things that if you were to like talk about Michael Jackson, like those are things that are considered, right? Like people would make fun of him or parody or like negative, and that they never go down the road. So it's weird to me that they bring those things up, but they never put any depth on it. It's like you would think they just would move past it and be like, hey, here's bad, here's beat it, here's Thriller. Like you think it would just be full on, straight, balls to the wall, nothing but positivity. But it's like they're willing to at least like mention some of these things, but then there's no depth. It's got the most title cards in the history of any movie. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Like they age him up. Like you could kind of like I don't know how dumb they think they're. No respect for the audience by doing that. By the way, like you could pass the time just by showing him getting older and looking different.
No, I think a lot of people are stupid. They're going to go see this movie.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, there's a lot of
it
dummies.
just-
This is the big dummy movie. I mean, it's just
It's
you know.
weird to me. I think he's really good, but as like an imitation of it, like they didn't really give him too much of a chance to do much more than just sing and dance, which he's very good at. A little freaky. The Thriller scene is like freaky, like almost. I was like, is this just like a remastered version of the Thriller music video? I'm not saying that's why it should win awards. It was just kind of just like, wow, that's kind of wild to look at. I think Coleman Domingo's good. It's just like, I don't know. It's like when I left Bohemian Rhapsody, it was like that was nothing. But like I didn't feel any like disappointment. I was like kind of disappointed by this. I'm like, oh, there was something here. Like there was like, why not do it? Why not pick like 4 songs and go in depth into why he made those songs? Like they were clearly willing. The family's behind this, so like let's not. We know this by now. The family, makes the
most
calls.
of the family.
right?
Yeah.
Like they kind of decide what goes in and out, but like they were willing to put enough stuff in here where yes, it could have been a puff piece, whatever, but like they could have put some weight to it a little bit. Like they were willing to go there, but then they just stopped. They stopped short of ever doing it. Like you'd be like, oh, they're gonna go down that road, and it's like, oh, they jumped 2 years ahead. Now we're on to the next thing. It's like what the hell? It's like, well, I'll hang back on that for a minute or two. So it was weird. It was not what I expect. Like it's kind of what I expected. I kind of thought I'd be in like the 40s, 50s. So it's kind of around quality wise what I expected, but not the reasons why. I was very surprised, very bizarre, very strange. I liked a little more than Bohemian Rhapsody. Both two, again, the music biopic genre is just. I mean, it just is what it is at this point. Yeah, so
it could be good.
56 currently out of 100. I saw it once. We're going to see it again. I kind of want to see it again. So
could definitely be good. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, look, it's just sanitized. Every family member. You're right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I've been living in the haze. I always thought I grew up with Janet Jackson, but I think I just hallucinated her.
No, it's fake.
Who was Willis dating on Different Strokes, Klemmer?
No, actually, I know you're good at trivia and stuff. She's not actually his sister. That is you've
damn it. I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, but like to your point, like Prince, another complicated and like really interesting figure. Ezra, the OJ director, Ezra Edelman, is it? No, the OJ in America.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right? He directed like a 6-part Prince documentary that has gotten spiked completely by Michael Jackson is so ripe for a 10-part documentary like the OJ in America, and more than anybody. But that's never. Now we live in a world where when the movie's over, all the executive producers are family members. The guy that Miles Teller plays as an executive producer in the movie. Like, we're done. Like they're not interested in a complicated Michael. The motion you get is he's going to say, his dad calls him Big Nose, so he's going to sit in the chair an hour and a half later and say, I have a big nose. That's the most you're going to get from this stuff.
Even like they bring up like Prince gets brought up. It's like dive deeper into that. Go do the We Are the World stuff. Like why not? Like you mention that.
You.
Like
yeah.
that's fine. That's something. And then it's just weird. Just very very weird. It's like not what I expected. It's both what I expected and not what I expected. Anyway, there's my rant. Sorry, Kenjac, your score.
Yeah, I think I echo a lot of what you guys are saying, and I think it's a hard one to evaluate because it's much less of a serious biopic and more of like a Marvel movie. It's like it's clearly purpose built to be an entertainment product and a vessel for the audiences to have fun with. What is like he has one of the best discographies ever. So like that's what it's built for. Have the audiences have fun with the music, but you can't really credit the movie for any of that. You can't credit the movie for Michael's discography, right? So that's what kind of makes it hard for me to kind of recompense, I guess, with. So I think it's fine, but it's also just dissatisfying within the space of a biopic, especially for someone like Michael. And because like it's not a fictional story. Like this is a real guy. A lot of us know about Michael, even if like you weren't, like you were saying, Kirk, like he's so pervasive in like our pop culture and music space. Like everyone knows who Michael Jackson is. Like we at least have like a baseline of who he was as a person. But there's just no interest in exploring Michael as a person, despite him being probably one of, if not the most eccentric celebrities in history. There's a lot of like, here is Michael doing a bizarre thing, but it's never, here's why Michael might do that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's very, very surface level, showing you the thing, but never why it might be happening.
They don't really hide you. The family kind of thought he was weird, right? Like they're pretty, like, even like Bubbles walks in there like, what the fuck? Like,
they're just like, okay, and then move on. Here's a giraffe, moving on. Here's a llama, moving on. Like, here's him reading Finding Neverland for the 50th time, moving on. Like, it's like,
yeah, you think Peter Pan was a factor for him at all? I didn't get that.
Wizard of Oz, and they never talked nothing about the Wiz.
And like Diana Ross stuff had to get spiked, I guess.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
But it's just dancing around these like psychological issues, which I felt is like kind of cheap. And if they're willing to work around all that, I kind of wish they just, for the movie's sake, built a more compelling narrative. Even if they meant like bending the story, I think that would have been better for an actual movie. Because like, hey, his dad's a jerk off, but he's also not 100% wrong because he's looking out for his family. That's not enough friction for a real movie, right? Like that's just not enough. You need more there. But like the entertainment stuff, I think like you were saying, Kirk, like that works. It's great music, which you can't credit the movie for. A solid recreation at the stage level, which you can credit the movie for. And I think Jafar Jackson, like, that's basically an impossible task. That's like the most, if you're talking about a musical biopic, this is the, like, that is the cream de la crop best role you could ever ask for. Like, everyone's going to be auditioning for that.
Yeah.
He got it, call it Nepo, whatever. I think it was an impossible task. He, at very least, minimum, nailed the dancing. And I think that is impressive enough for me where I'm like, okay, good job. but I didn't get much to work with outside of that. There's no emotional depth to the character of Michael Jackson in this movie at all. So
he's not a person. He's like not a human being.
Exactly.
He's
He's like a fucking video game character in this. There's just no.
I think the music stuff, again, it's like you can absolutely debate and be like, does that even matter? And I'd probably say no. Like, it doesn't make it good that it's a good recreation, but I'd say the music stuff is leagues more entertaining than like something like a Behemoth. I was like at least I was like enthralled. I was like, oh, this is like kind of fascinating to look at.
Like once he goes into any sort of music video, I'm way more into that than I was with like Band-Aid or whatever. And I at least have to give him the credit for the dancing, where you really don't give credit to, I think, what's his name, at all for almost anything except for the acting parts. Like he didn't do the singing or the dancing or stage stuff, whatever, any of that in Bohemian. So I do think I give him the credit there. Like you said with Coleman Domingo, I appreciated him in that. Neil Long, definitely along for the ride for sure. Miles Teller got paid probably $100,000 per syllable in this movie, probably around there. So respect him for that. I'm landing on a 45 out of 100. I think as an entertainment vessel, that all works. You can't credit them for the music, but you can credit them for the stage recreations, which I do think were good. And it was entertaining. Like the whole time you're toe tapping. You're like, yeah, it's the songs I love, but yeah, it's like it's not a functional movie, which I think really takes it down a lot. So 45 out of 100 for me.
They played the songs in full too. I mean,
oh yeah.
Actually, when they said beat it, I'm like, man, I was like, I kind of want to hear this whole song right now. And I'm like, they'll cut it off. Now they played the whole song. I was like, oh hell yeah,
whole thing.
Klemmer, what'd you give it?
Yeah, I mean, this is not good. I give it a 38. It is like Kirk said, like propaganda. I think it's probably the best word for it. Like he's not a human being. He's like an angel. That's just this great heroic creature. There's nothing wrong. Hey, I'm bored. Time to go visit the sick kids in the cancer ward. Like everything he does is only positive and wonderful and great. And there's no, like Kenjac, you're saying, there's no why to end this happening. I saw another Puff piece this year, Melania. I saw that earlier this year. And both movies use the song Billie Jean. It's Melania's favorite song. And both movies also will not talk about anything either person does wrong at all. Yeah, the music's good. Jafar Jackson's really good. I thought he was fantastic. There's nothing for him to do here acting-wise, but he nails everything. I mean, that's an impossible role to play. He's very good. The dancing's really good. Yeah, there's just nothing here. And people love it, though.
You know what I'm saying, though? You feel like my weird counter to that? Like, I understand what you're saying about, like portrays them as they were willing to bring up enough like personal demons at least so that they could have made something like even like the Pepsi fire stuff, like the nose, like they brought up enough like personal thing where they could at least like built something interesting out of that if they would have actually.
Nothing's ever his fault though. Like he's not like a complicated, like, you know, he's just not a complicated figure. You're right. Like, yeah, he has a nose job because of his dad. The fire because his dad pushed him this. And it's kind of like I would like some, like, you know, sorry, Klemmer, but like Billie Jean is a song he wrote. He said at the time because of his brothers, a lot of women were saying that their brothers, you know, had gotten women pregnant. And then it turned out that a book had come out later to the woman that it said Michael Jackson impregnated her. And like, he wrote this like interesting, like one of the greatest songs ever written, maybe the greatest album ever made. And I forget if somebody else said this on the podcast or read it somewhere this week. Like there's real anger in like Billie Jean and Beat It. And even the way he performed. And like, where is that guy in this movie? Like, you see that empty face. I'm like, who's the guy who said like, fuck this, I'm gonna leave the family and do Off the Wall, like this crazy album. Like, where is this guy? They keep telling us he's this wonder, and Neil Long looks at him while she eats her popcorn and is kind of like staring at him. But like, where is that guy? He's just not there.
This whole movie is a cartoon, and you also have on the other side Coleman Domingo just like twirling his mustache and just being everything Joe Jackson does is evil, everything Michael does is wonderful and good, and even Jeff, even the stuff like getting plastic surgery. I mean, not that that's a bad thing or anything, but like he does it because Joe made fun of him, and like everything that's happening, it's because he's just this misunderstood angelic creature. It was very bizarre. The songs are good, but honestly, just like stay home and watch the movie, the video.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. While as much as I like them, I will be fair and echo the same thing I said. Bohemian Rhapsody. People are like, oh, Live Aid was so great. Thriller's great. I'm like, yeah, well, you can just go on YouTube and see the same thing.
Listen to Thriller. It's an amazing album. I mean, there's nothing in this movie.
I'd love to see this 4-hour cut.
I do wonder if they must dive more into stuff, right? Like that must be what it is, and they were like, cut this out.
That's what they say. I mean, that's what they've said anyway. Who knows?
They had to pay Fuqua like $15 million to go do the reshoots. For 10 million to do reshoots, got paid 15 to do the whole movie as it was before that. Like this was a disaster, I guess. One of the victims' names couldn't be put in the movie because he had a
part of the agreement.
Agreement was his name could never be used in a movie, and I guess a lot of the movie was them attacking the victim and kind of portraying Michael as this once again this angelic creature. I don't know. This movie, there's nothing here.
Gooch, what'd you give it?
Yeah, I'm at a 30. I thought this was, I mean, it's not even surface level. It's 1,000 kilometers above the earth looking down. Like, this is one of the most interesting people in the 20th century, if not like the history of America. If you don't want to talk about his controversies, talk about his genius as a musician, but they don't go to any point. Like you guys are saying, like these are not real characters throughout the movie. They are some nice performances. It feels like they're all in different movies. Like, I think Jafar is in a different movie than Coleman is. I think Coleman's having a lot more fun than Nia Long is. Like, these are all, like, it almost feels like they are all in different films. All completely one note. Like, Coleman Domingo is basically the dad from Walk Hard. Like, he is just wrong kid died. Like, he's just evil. He's just evil. I mean, even, like, they have, like, a monkey and a giraffe in this movie. Just like Walk Hard. Like, it commits Walk Hard sins in ways that we have never seen before.
There's a lot of the same shit that the
yeah,
Springsteen movie did too, like them rearranging the songs in order. It's like,
right. Notebooks with like thoughts. Just like some of the same characters, by the way, in the Springsteen movie.
Crazy. And that approach, I almost wish they had taken that approach with it, because like you were saying, Kirk, he is perfect for a 10-part doc. Like, this is too much to fit. He is too much to fit into 2 hours of runtime. Like, the Thriller album, the Off the Wall, like, each one of those albums alone is worthy of a 2-hour movie. And we get none of what made him a genius. None of, the most we see him artistically is, like, we'll talk about it in a second, but, like, uniting the Crips and the Bloods. Like, that is the most artistic he gets, is, like, his dance routine. Other than that, like, it's just him, like, rearranging Post-it notes on a board. It's so shallow and lazy, and just, I don't know. If I was I'm not the biggest Michael Jackson fan, but if I was, I would be let down by this. Like, what are you gaining from this? That you've seen all of this before. We've all seen all of this before. It's nothing new, and it's just lesser. It's a huge letdown, but I'll give it a 30, because like you guys were saying, it is fun. It moves very quickly, and the songs are great, but outside of that, God.
Great shot of Gary, Indiana in the beginning. Do you think they used a drone for that? How do you think they got that?
Great
footage of Gary, Indiana,
CGI.
in the beginning?
Unbelievable.
Did they screen record their Google Maps flyover for that? Here's how I would have done it. And a lot of times when I don't like something, I say, I don't really know how I would have done it. I actually feel like I have the formula here. I don't even need too much negativity. If you want to make it puff piece city and you want to make it positive, great. But do it around, open up with the meeting they have around the fire, right? Where they're talking about what he wants to do with his career as a solo artist, right? He's like, I want to be mysterious. I want to have a stadium tour. I want to make small films. I think open up maybe with that. You can go flashback a Jackson 5 moment, maybe a moment. That's kind of how you establish the dad. He had some like stuff with his childhood. Then you get, you do Billie Jean, you do Beat It, you do Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean Bad, something like that. And you do it like the Steve Jobs movie. You just take those 4 moments or 5 moments in his life. You just show me what went into each song, what got tied into it, and that's it. Like, it doesn't need to be. I don't need it to win an Oscar. I don't need it to move me in a way that I'm to tears. But like, put a little interesting depth to each song. What went into it? Like Kirk said, what about like Billie Jean, right? Maybe go into like the production of Thriller. Like, just give me like a little more backstory, maybe behind the scenes history of those like 4 or 5 songs, and just do it that way. Like, it doesn't need to be A to Z.
Yeah.
Have it a little more less linear. I would have been. I'd have been perfectly okay with that. I wouldn't. I don't care if they don't dive into anything too. They don't need to make him out to be a villain or like whatever. But that would have been interesting. Like, break down those songs, iconic songs. That would have been my preference.
There's a guy who, like, outsmarted Paul McCartney and bought the Beatles catalog. Like, this is a savvy, what's the business help? But like, McCartney told that story. Like, Jackson worked with him. You wouldn't know that from this movie. But, they worked together, and then, he became a very shrewd, very smart business. Like he knew the business of music, which is weird. That first Teller scene, I think, is very strange. That group, because like Michael Jackson's been like, I want to be famous, I want to be a huge star, I want to do this. They said there's all these talking heads, and Miles Teller says, I think you want to be the biggest star in the world, which is obvious. Everybody would say that. And the other guys in the meeting are like, Michael, we're so sorry this guy's saying this. Like we can remove him. I'm like, why? Like, isn't that like what do you want? I don't know. Teller's. When I first saw Miles Teller was going to be in it, he had that like crazy hair. I was like, oh, he's going to give a batshit like fun performance. He's fucking got nothing to do. Nothing. He just sits there.
He carries
nothing.
Mickey Mouse into the hospital. That's
He
nice.
brings Mickey Mouse. He doesn't get to play
does.
Twister with Bubbles, but he brings Mickey Mouse into the And then the Mike Myers cameo is just. It's the fucking what's it? Linda Richmond, was that her name on SNL?
Yeah, right. Coffee Talk.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's like literally doing that. Is that all he does now? Is like cameos and like movies? Is that it? Like is that where
Since Tarantino, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's all he's
Yeah.
got.
Jeff, you mentioned the Steve Jobs movie. That movie at least was willing to have its protagonist have complicated issues.
Well, that's the problem, Jeff. It's like the
There's
Jackson
nothing
was never going to let this stuff happen.
But again, I don't even care if they don't let it. Like, just give me something interesting. And like the backstory of those songs is at least interesting. I don't care if it's a puff piece. I don't even need that from Steve Jobs. But like, I'd at least rather that. Like, that doesn't like if that's what it is, that's what it is, right?
But the problem is like the backstory of Billie Jean though is like something the Jackson family will not want
you're
to
cutting
tell.
out, Kirk. Hold on. We have technical difficulties here for a second. Sorry if that's like a jump cut if you're watching it. But Kirk just brought up a point too, and Gooch said it too. It's like the second. I mean, I think it's pretty clear what the second one's going to be, right? It's going to be very clearly about how he died and who to blame, because they mentioned painkillers in this first one 90 times, right? Like it's almost like a wink and a nod at the camera.
They show us like the little drip is going like they.
Yeah.
I love propofol. John Breaker, I love propofol.
And he is a bad guy. Like he should be treated. Coleman Domingo should play both roles. Because he'd be great in that role.
God, that'd be awesome.
Great in that role. Like, just go all in. Just fucking go all in. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't matter. Like we always say, this movie's going to make so much money. It's just,
It made more internationally. It made 97 here, and it made like 115 internationally. So
yeah,
That doesn't surprise me one bit at all.
Hey, that's great.
It's a rising
In
tide.
that sense, great.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah.
absolutely.
My theater, I don't know about your alls, but my theater cheered at the very end. Like they stood
No,
up and
we didn't have
clapped.
any cheers in mind.
No, cheers. Everyone was. It was pretty raucous when the music started. I would say for sure. Like everyone's
Yeah.
like toe tapping, getting.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where box office success is very good, because I do feel like this gets a lot of people into the theater who are deaf. Like Mario's one thing. Like you're gonna take your kids to go see a movie, right? Like whatever. Like I don't think you're gonna pick up too many like brand new. Like I do think it's gonna bring a lot of people into the theater who haven't been in a long time. So hopefully that's gets them in and gets them to stay. So whatever. In terms of that, that's great. I don't know, like whatever. But yeah, this isn't very good. I was entertained. Definitely factors into my score personally. I was entertained enough, whatever. But I'm more disappointed in this than some other music biopics, because I actually like this should have been better. Like this is a disservice to an extent. Like this should have been better, and there should have been a different way to do it. And I don't know. Just this genre is washed, as the kids say. I just like the thing is though. It's like what. I don't know, like when these things are controlled by the estate and controlled by people, like you're never gonna get.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, well, with the exception of some, Elton John, right? Like Elton John was like, let's make a musical, fuck me
No red
up,
tape.
to paint me out to be a piece of shit. I don't care, but that's so
Johnny
few and far
Cash
between.
did it too. Johnny
Yeah.
Cash wasn't like a flowery.
But again, that's like it's every 10. There's maybe one where someone's willing to like go there.
Yeah, but you see, that's what's going to happen is we're going to get all these artists where it's like they're not going to be on the level of like with Michael, again, one of the most eccentric, interesting dudes ever. But like instead, we're going to get like fucking Robbie Williams, who's like the guy who's going to be willing to do something crazy with his documentary or like something like that. And like people were not as interested in them are going to be the ones most willing to like get rid of the red tape. Not to say Elton John isn't interesting. I appreciate him doing that, but
I don't even feel that you need to, with someone like Michael, go into the controversy. Like, obviously, I would love to see it.
No, you don't.
But
I don't
there's
think
so
you
much
do.
genius. There's so much musical genius there that I would be so interested in like learning about. I didn't live through it. By the time I was conscious, Michael Jackson was a pedophile, like that, or at least like in the public sphere. Like that is the joke that was going around by the time I was in elementary school, middle school. He was strange looking and touched children. That was just how people talked about him. I would love to have like learned what that genius looked like in the moment, but instead I just get to hear his songs, which I've heard a million times. Like that does nothing for no one. And I don't know what they're going to do in part 2. Like it's lining up for like a Wicked part 2 kind of thing where it's like, we've gotten through his best part of his discography, and now we're heading into an area where they aren't going to talk about the controversies very clearly. Like they're just going to reframe it in a propaganda piece, like Kirk said. Like are people going to show out for that? Like, I don't know.
Probably not the same crowds, I would imagine.
Yeah.
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 Does this have any awards chances? Like any at all?
Below the line, probably, I would say.
No.
Like, they're not going to give
No.
Acting wise, though? Like
No.
Coleman
Oh,
Domingo.
no. God,
no.
But
I would
Coleman
say no.
Domingo very clearly signed up for this thinking this would be an Oscar winner for him.
The reviews are so bad, though. I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's what's going to sink it. Like if it was
don't think they'd
good,
give
you
them,
would
like,
definitely
costume?
see Jafar. Probably you definitely see Coleman Domingo, but no, it's not.
You don't think
I
like costume, hair, and
think
makeup?
it got killed too early
Maybe.
because of like critical reviews.
What do you think?
I didn't-
What do you say? Costume? Maybe.
I'm
That
thinking
was-
I
costume,
don't
hair,
even
and
think
makeup.
the
That's what
costume
I'm
is that
saying, yeah.
great, though.
No,
I just think it's gonna get forgotten. Like it's
But here's the thing: when this comes around, they're going to want this on the stage for something. Like they're going to want Jafar to come on and do the dance and do everything at the Oscars. So I think it'll be costume, hair, and makeup.
Yeah,
something.
I could see if it gets anything, it'd be like costume, maybe. But obviously, there's no original music, so it's not going to get anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, an original song would have been hilarious to end this on if they just
That'd
let
be great.
Jafar go crazy.
Fucking great. Go for it.
Hope the next one opens up with the Free Willy song.
Yes,
Great.
please. We're
That is it.
get out. We're down on this, yeah.
Michael. We all varying degrees of didn't care for it, but was entertained. I mean, that's the thing. It was entertaining. Go see it though. Whatever. Go have fun. If you like Michael Jackson's music, just go fucking see it. Like you'll enjoy multiple scenes, and that's kind of it. Just that shouldn't be what we're saying about it. I think it's kind of the larger
It's weird
point.
because
It should be this is
we're
a
here to
great
digest it
look
as a
at-
movie, right? Like
Yeah.
we're here to try and tell you how we digest how we digest it as a movie. But like as an entertainment product, if you like Michael Jackson, you're gonna have fun. I'd be shocked if you didn't.
Yeah.
What's crazy is the last thing is I don't know how long ago it was, maybe 30 years ago. ABC did a miniseries with Angela Bassett and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs about the Jackson American family. It was basically really about Joe Jackson, and it was way more interesting. Like it was based on the book. It was really about him, and it's actually it's on YouTube. It's worth watching, and it's funny how much more sanitized something gets 30 years later. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good look at him as a character. Because like I also think like not to get too, we'll move on in a second, but like if like Michael Jackson's mistakes are because his father was a monster, well, his father was a monster for some reason too.
Yes.
And it's kind of like sometimes, and I know you can't, then you go all the way to Adam and Eve, you keep doing that, but like, it's kind of like, well, I'd like to know why he was like that.
Sure.
Like this guy, say what you want about Joe Jackson, like literally built like the Jackson 5, which is like Michael Jackson is like Mozart, of course, but like, this family had, if you ever seen the Jackson childhood home, they made that house, like they had no money. And this guy did this for a reason, and they never give him a scene where it's like,
They explain why in the movie, Kirk. He said he doesn't want to work in the steel mill anymore.
right, yeah, right.
That's
And
all
it's
you
kind of
need.
like, it's kind of a movie where it's like it's a montage, like, oh, they're yawning and getting on the bus and doing this and doing. It's kind of like, well, there's more than that. But anyway, I don't know. It's worth watching. It's on YouTube, that miniseries.
Like not even just those other brothers, and like Janet was also a megastar. Like he raised like it's yeah, true. Good point.
Joe
Sorry, never mind.
Jackson, to your point, like he's his own movie. Like he's a King Richard. Like you can do
Yes.
that with him.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, that's a better movie. That's a great point. That's a better movie.
Great point.
And probably, I mean, they don't want that movie, of course, but like it's funny, almost like in like his grave, there's still the family, like, yeah, he's a bad guy in this movie, but they're still almost afraid of him. Like he's like a sanitized winking bad guy in this movie. They don't go all in. He's not like Ike Turner was. That's for, in another bad guy music biopic person. So, yeah. Anyway.
217 million global, 97 million domestic, both a record for a biopic.
Yeah. That's all. Ultimately, that's what matters.
Crazy. That's it on Michael. We'll eventually talk about part 2, I guess. Michael will return in Avengers Doomsday. Back. He'll be back.
Oh, by the way, the funny thing before I forget, did you see how the extra that was playing John Landis didn't want to get on the crane? He's like, it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous for set condition. I don't want to get on the crane and do the thing for Thriller. Very funny.
One of the funniest stories of all time. It's a tweet I saw a while ago on the set of Three Amigos. Martin Short was telling a story. John Landis was bitching out Chevy Chase in Steve Martin and Chase just looks at him, nods. He's like, John, it's like, anything else? Chevy Chase, yeah, try not to kill anyone today.
Oh, stuff coming back from that.
I will give the next movie 100 out of 100 if there's a scene of Michael Jackson asking George Lucas to play Jar Jar Binks. I will give that movie a perfect score if they include that in the next movie.
Scorsese directed the Bad video.
I know. I was waiting for that.
There? Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole movie about the making of Captain EO, the Michael Jackson Disney World attraction at Epcot. I'll take that as well. That is the Michael Jackson. Fascinating. Also, wasn't Captain EO directed by Francis Ford Coppola?
Yep, sure was.
Unbelievable! What a wild career. Which they do actually.
He had a great
I do
eye.
think they actually mentioned that because then you saw EO really quickly in this movie. I think they showed it, or I was maybe at Alamo Draft House and I saw it beforehand. That is that.